we're very honored. And let me tell you a short story about the history of JAJAH. We started JAJAH in 2005 in Vienna, Austria, as a consumer-oriented service aiming to make global communication easier and more affordable. In the end, it's a voice-over-IP service, but taking out all the hassles of known VoIP services. So with JAJAH, it's always a phone-to-phone conversation. There's no headset, there's no download, there's no software, and you don't have to be tied to a computer, no headset, and you're using your existing cell phone or landline. It's 2 local calls anywhere in the world bridged over the internet, and that's where the cost savings kick in. And that's our consumer offering, and that's what we started off with in our little office in Austria. And pretty much after a couple of months, like 5 months in, we had our first 200,000 customers. We received a call from Sequoia Capital saying, hey, we're interested in what you guys are doing. And then a week later, we had our first meeting in Vienna. And they said, hey, we like what you are doing. And we showed them our future plans, and they were even more interested. And then 2 weeks later, we had the money on the bank account, and we moved our offices to Silicon Valley. And our 2 founders asked me shortly after all the contracts were signed, do you want to go to the Silicon Valley and build our offices? And I said, sure, why not? And so I moved here just with a suitcase and didn't know anybody over here, and all by myself. And I was actually in the old offices of Google, of Sergey Brin and Larry Page in the incubation center at Sequoia. And we thought that is a good omen to start our company over here. And yeah, it slowly grew from there into now we have over 15 million JAJAH users using our consumer services. But kind of a bold move that we did as a company was we flipped the business model around about 1.5 years ago, because we had to build this huge infrastructure and back-end call termination platform that allows you to make phone calls that are bridged over the internet to anywhere in the world for like 1 or 2 cents per minute. And we invested a lot of money and time into the infrastructure, and we saw more and more demand from other companies to actually tap into the back end. So we kind of flipped the company around, and now our consumer business is maybe only 30% of all our business, and the other 70% is now a B2B market. So we give other companies access to our now we have customers like Yahoo so any phone call that you make with the Yahoo Instant Messenger, it also has a Skype out functionality. That's all handled by JAJAH, and that's 96 million users. So on top of the 15 million actual JAJAH users, there's another 200 million users through our B2B partners. And recently we implemented a bunch of dating platforms like Match.com, eHarmony, where people can talk to each other without revealing their phone number. And so the bigger part is now the B2B part, a big cloud that unifies communication on an IP basis, on a voice-over IP basis, but we're definitely not going to neglect our consumer offering. So if you make phone calls to anywhere in the world, please have a look at jajah.com, it's J-A-J-A-H. There's also a mobile.jajah.com or iphone.jajah.com. We have a couple of nice tools that you can implement on in your Outlook or Mac address book, and have a lot of click-to-call solutions. And yeah, thank you very much.